Hello survivors, my name is Courtney and I am a naturalist at Long Lake Conservation Center, here to guide you on our virtual adventure, Survival Solutions. We are going to get started on survival tips, and from the get-go, I'm going to tell you that I am lost. I am good and lost. Being lost is one of the most common survival situations. So on this adventure, we will be designing and creating solutions for survival based on that I am completely lost in the woods. So by lost, I mean that I'm not sure where I am. I know that my family and friends don't know where I am. And my ultimate goal, I think at this point, is to just stay safe and get found. I know that I will have my family out looking if I don't come home. So I need to go through the process of just surviving here, staying safe where I'm at, and getting found, solving that problem. I am familiar with the engineering process of problem solving. I've used it before more for like building and creating things, but I think I'm going to use it in this situation too, because I need a solution, I need to get found, and I need to be smart about this problem solving. So following the engineering process to identify the problem, that's fairly obvious. I'm lost. I know a lot of you might be thinking, just go back the way you came, or use your phone and find your way, or start screaming. One, I am not on a trail at all. I was seeing this barred owl flit from tree to tree, and I was trying to take pictures with my phone. I got way off trail. I've probably been off trail for the past few hours, so I'm not sure the distance I traveled. I thought the trail looped back around, but I'm just not finding it. And all that picture and video taking has my phone dead. And I don't want to waste my energy and keep moving around. So I'm going to survive and stay safe right where I'm at. So after identifying a problem, I got that. I need to stay found. Resources. I have to explore what resources I have with me. How are these resources going to help me solve a problem? Okay, so I have some resources, but not a lot. It's not prepared for a survival situation. I have a completely dead cell phone here. I have a water bottle. It is about half full of potable drinking water. Yeah, I should save that. I have my jacket, nothing in the pockets. All right. Gloves. It was cold when I started my hike this morning. One Band-Aid. Hopefully I don't need that. I have this nature guide. I have my snack, a granola bar. I'm really hungry. I shouldn't eat it. I have that. What else? I have my bandana. I'll keep that on for now. I have a couple of hair ties. Then the clothes on my back. Pants, shirt, shoes. That's all I have with me. And looking around, there's probably lots of resources to utilize. Seeing lots of down sticks, leaves, dirt, even some animal hair here. Okay, so I'm trying to remember the engineering process. I've identified my problem. I'm lost. I need to get found. I have resources. I have a few things with me. And then I do have resources all around me from nature. And then I need to plan or design a solution. I remember from survival classes in the past that there's an acronym for survival. STOP. Stop. S is stop. T is think. O is observe. And P is plan or prepare. So I feel like I'm on track. I realized I was lost and I didn't keep circling around. I am going to plan on getting found right here where I realized I was lost. I'm thinking through the process a little bit and observing my surroundings and making a plan. When it comes to planning, I'm going to think about the rule of threes. I know I've learned that before too. Let's see if I can remember. It's time frames and it's things you need for survival. So it starts at 3 seconds. So I need to stay positive. If I were to panic within 3 seconds, I wouldn't be able to think clearly. I feel like I'm on track there. I'm not worried yet. 3 minutes. Air. I have that. It's a beautiful day. It's nice out. I'm not too cold or hot. It's not raining. It's sunny. I have fresh air to breathe, so I'm surviving there. 3 hours. Hours is the shelter or cover. I think that'll have to be my next step. I want a shelter in case I'm lost for a while. It's daylight now, but I could be out here for a while. I won't be able to see. I don't have any light source or anything. Also, a shelter could maybe be seen by someone looking for me. Something on the landscape that's different might draw attention from a search party. Then it goes 3 days. I can't survive for 3 days without water. I have a little bit and I'm really thirsty right now, but I'm going to conserve it, use it wisely. And then 3 weeks. I could go 3 whole weeks without food. Oh, I'm so hungry right now. I do have these granola bars, but again, I'll conserve that. I could go 3 weeks before I need to eat something. So that's helping me with my plan. I need that shelter. I have positive mental attitude. I have fresh air. I'm feeling okay. I need a shelter to keep me safe and warm, and also to stand out on the landscape to help me get found. All right, so I've been looking around and exploring more of my resources. So again, I have my problem identified. I'm lost. I need to get found. I need to do what I can to get found and not find my way while staying safe and surviving. I also have looked at my resources. I'm still continuing to look at what nature has to provide for resources, but I have my resources laid out, and I'm starting that planning process using the rule of threes. I need to be on to shelter building next in my survival solution process. So pretty much right where I was at, there's this dead tree stuck between a split tree here, and it is solid. It is not moving. I can't lift it up. I can't push it down, and I'm going to use this as the main support for my shelter. So I'm going to clear out everything here. I'm going to make what is called, I think it's called a debris hut, or an in-between a debris hut and a lean-to. Going to lean sticks up, cover it with materials so it could potentially be waterproof, keep my warmth. It will get cold again tonight, and that it'll kind of stand out and upright on the landscape. I'm not building something that's super close and low to the ground. So what I'll need to do first is clear this out. Before I make the structure, I want to make sure that I have a good dry place to sleep. So I'll be laying down some bedding material. I see some rocks here, so I'll be kind of clearing that out so I'm somewhat comfortable and safe. And then I will be collecting resources from all around to make the shelter. So I'm going to get started. I want this done within the hour to conserve on energy and daylight. I've just been wandering around this area. There is downfall from the deciduous trees all over the place. So I'm not harvesting anything from the trees. I'm just taking what's on the ground. And I created a lattice type structure supported on this down log. So I've just been stacking sticks vertically up and down along the log. And then I've been kind of weaving and laying and placing sticks horizontally. You can hear that not too far from where I'm at, there's a wetland. You can hear the frogs croaking and singing right now. And I've been taking my jacket over there to use as a basket. I collect some dead grass to use as thatch. So then I can get a whole bundle and I can start to work it in to my lattice. And I'm just trying to cover up all the holes that are there to keep warmth in. When I'm in the shelter, I'm going to radiate body heat, containing my body heat, keeping it warm. And if it does rain, I'm going to work to try and waterproof the shelter as best I can. I'll keep working on this. I want to make sure I have a shelter in place in case it starts raining or so that I can be seen on the landscape. But as an engineer, I will design and create, test, or just acknowledge some areas that it might need to improve. And I can continue to make improvements as long as I'm out here. I want to stay in this place so I get found. I do want to conserve energy, but a lot of the resources are around me, so I will continue filling in the holes here. After I have my holes filled in with dead leaves and thatch, I'm going to again lay sticks across and vertically to hold it all together. And I should be really well insulated in my shelter, and it's up on the landscape. I tried to use some taller sticks, should be visible. All right, so I'm putting some finishing touches on my shelter for now. I may have more time to improve. I'm pretty warm working out here. Again, I'm still working on that conservation of energy, a wise use of resources. I really don't want to be exhausted out here, be completely thirsty or hungry. I'm putting my supplies in the shelter that I have so far. And I do have my jacket. Now, I may need this for warmth, but it might work as a better door or cover here so that I can easily get in and out of my shelter, but still keep in my body heat at night. So now that I have that there, I'm seeing where I really need to make some improvements to my shelter. That's one of the next steps of the engineering process. Once you design and you create, you test. Right now I'm just able to see that there are really some big holes and needs. If it were to rain, my head would be soaking wet. And so I'm going to continue to work to improve and fill in these holes here. My head will be right below there where I'll be sleeping, staying in the shelter. So I'm still out here in the wilderness. A few hours have passed, I think. No one's come looking for me yet, but I am feeling confident in my engineering solutions for my survival. I have a shelter well underway, and I think a fair amount of time before it gets dark to make improvements on my shelter. I did remember that I had this guide in my pocket, and there's really nothing useful in the guide. However, it has this really bright cover. So I am going to use this cover and some of my belongings to flag my shelter. So I'm just adding this bright color onto the shelter and landscape so that, again, the point of the shelter is to keep me warm and dry, but it's also to draw any attention because it's an irregular shape or color or structure on the land. So I'll continue to do this. I think I might use some of these smaller pieces and put them out from where my shelter is to draw anyone in that might be looking for me. All right, so I'm in my shelter. I think I have a little bit of daylight left to make any improvements on some of the holes, try and make this more airtight and waterproof. But so far I've identified a problem. I'm lost and I need to get found. I've explored my resources and used resources from nature. I've designed a shelter solution, created it. Right now I'm testing and can see some areas for improvement. I've also followed the STOP acronym of survival tips: stay or stop, think, observe, and plan. So I'm in the place that I realized I was lost. I know that people will be looking for me, and I've engineered some solutions to get found. I also am going to work on conserving my energy and resources. That means to use them wisely. Following the rule of threes, I've kept a positive mental attitude for 3 seconds. I am prepared mentally to survive. I have access to oxygen and fresh air for my 3 minutes of survival. Within 3 hours, I've built a shelter. I can conserve my potable water for 3 days. I don't need a drink. And I could go a whole 3 weeks without eating any food. I also made sure that I told my family where I was going before I went on an adventure today. They know I'm in the woods at Long Lake Conservation Center, and I have faith that they will be out looking for me. Therefore, I feel like all of my efforts in engineering, problem solving, and creating will turn out successful, and I will be found. Thanks for exploring and following along with me in this survival situation. This type of situation is an awesome and fun activity to do even when you're not faced with survival. It's great to practice. If it's available for you to do, get outside, utilize your resources, and engineer a survival solution. Look to make a shelter, practice fire starting. Just make sure that you have permission from the landowner or park where you are practicing your survival skills. Here at Long Lake Conservation Center, the naturalists teach survival in their adventures. Groups with reservations can be taken out into the wilderness, they get lost, and they engineer their own solutions for survival. We hope to see you out here at Long Lake. We could teach you so many more things about survival and the engineering process. But until then, if safe for you, get outside, explore, conserve, learn about, and just appreciate nature. Thanks.